Oh, dude. Oh, got that smelling salt all on me.
I don't think that's smelling salts, bud.
That's dandruff from the pubes.
Dandruff from pubes.
Oh! Hey! It's off. It's off. Don't you worry. Welcome back. Welcome back! Here we are. Yes!
Remind me of Jurassic Park.
Finally.
We've had the conversation, and you've been brought up numerous times over the last few years because this dingleberry, I almost did it, and went off the rails for a second. It was close. I caught myself.
Don't cuss for 8 minutes now.
Where's the time limit?
Come on.
Where are we at? Okay, there we go. I see the numbers. All right.
Saying nothing.
About potentially rocks floating.
Yeah.
So everybody, Adam's back. He made the inaugural trip from Saipan to come see us and finally hash this out once and for all about rocks floating.
Hey, man.
Here we go.
All my rebuttal is look at Godzilla. That motherfucker float.
Pay the man. Pay it. Give me the cash.
I gotta get out my sexy pants.
Where they at?
It's in there somewhere.
Where they at? I don't want your stripper ones. I don't want the actual money that you have in the pocket. Okay?
I don't carry it on me.
5 spot.
It's to remind me not to cuss.
Yeah. And what's that? Is this a new rule?
Yeah, if you cuss within the first 8 minutes, you have to pay $5.
Oh, okay.
We brought it down from 20 to 5. We're going broke.
Pretty much.
Or I was.
Well, Joe is.
So why 8 minutes? Is that something like with a promo thing going on?
It's like the YouTube algorithm or whatever. We donate it to a charity.
Nice.
3 Shots charity. Out here.
Yeah, obviously we've never made it 8 minutes.
Nope.
Apparently not. How many minutes are we in right now?
2.
Oh, great.
So
screwed the pooch on that.
But I do beat my PR every time. It's like, that deadlift. I'm getting better. So I made it almost 2 minutes.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a lot of practice, a lot of mental games, a lot of thought going into this. I just can't help it.
We talked about it 10 seconds before we went on air. I don't understand. Hey, don't cuss. Oh, yeah, we can't cuss. And then you just throw it out there all nonchalantly. Like it doesn't even matter.
You can't. I was born to cuss. Came out of the womb. What's going on around here?
First word.
First word.
Hey, speaking of that, my first word was SHIT. So there you go.
You go, Terrence William. I remember my first word. It was in the womb.
I remember being in the womb.
Yeah.
Poking around.
Speaking about rocks,
it was like
floating.
a mime. Yeah, right.
I love that.
That Coke rock, crack rock.
Oh man, I watched a few episodes to kind of figure out what was going on. Like Eric Weinstein was just rebuttaling to his face on Joe Rogan, and then Neil deGrasse Tyson posted something because Terrence had sent him his 40-page manifesto of the new math.
Yeah,
and then he just kind of broke it down. The interesting thing is, I think what Terrence does is he'll find an anomaly in math and then be like, see, and then try to say that now all rules, just throw everything out. The coolest thing was when I was in a calc class was the function of 1 over x, which is basically a curve. So if you have the x and y axis like this, it curves this way. And then if you rotate that curve over the x-axis, it creates what looks like a horn. And they call it Gabriel's horn. So the anomaly or the paradox is that the outside of the horn is infinite, right? When the lines go up and the lines go out. So the surface area is infinite.
It's like flushing a toilet.
However, the volume is finite, so you can paint it from the inside. And so then that's it's a paradox where it doesn't make sense, where you have something that has an infinite surface area but a definite volume. So I think that's what kind of Terrence tries to find in math and be like, look, it doesn't make sense, right? So this math is just a deception of blah, 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 when it's it's a fucking anomaly. It's pretty cool, but yeah.
It's going to cost you $5.
What?
What do you mean, what? Cuss Patrol out here. It's like Paw Patrol, okay? Dad's out here watching everything. 5 minutes.
Dang it.
3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't worry about it. We already ruined it. Or I should say, Joe already ruined it.
Can I put it on his tab?
You can. He's got multiple tabs going, too.
I gotcha.
One of these days, you got to pay the bar, bud.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting with the Terrence thing that for as much as he was trying to say, at least unlike most people when they want to challenge the narrative, he was semi-reasonable of talking about it and listening to the other person's part compared to being like, nope, you're wrong. Like a
Flat earther or something.
Yeah, or a debate with Trump and Biden or something. It's like he was actually listening and being like, okay, I see what you're saying, but
no, you're the
then
loser.
he would bring something else up of like, but what about this? Like, how does that speak towards it? And you even saw with Weinstein being like, okay, well, what I think you're trying to say or what you're trying to talk about is this. And he's like, yeah, it does. But again, like even Rogan said, like, well, why don't you just answer his question? A couple times to Terrence's credit, Rogan's like, but you're not answering Terrence Howard's question.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not saying it's true. It was very interesting, though, just to hear the take of that and then to hear people talk to him where still it wasn't getting shot down 100%. Some things were, don't be wrong.
He has ideas like we all have ideas on the way we.
But his are more thought out than compared to being like, what do you mean? Like, damn, you got me.
Interpreting like our spatial awareness and what's around us. I think his biggest argument with his I think his book's titled like 1 × 1 should equal 2 or doesn't equal 1 or whatever.
Yeah, he was saying that.
Yeah, 1 × 1 because you're taking two things. How are you losing?
Yeah,
because of the
one,
equals,
right.
You can't lose anything. Like it has to be balanced.
Yeah,
so you're always talking about balance.
So he's going off of he's basically taking apples and oranges and he's comparing two different things. Like you can't take Newton's law and say, because what he says is like 1 × 1 should have a reaction, or like that's the reaction. It should have an opposite reaction, which should be 2. It shouldn't be 1 or whatever. So that's like his biggest argument is like, if this is the law of nature, then technically, everything's in motion, no matter if it's like sitting on this plane, nothing's not in motion. So that all gets thrown out the window.
Kind of like how he was talking about a straight line. It's like, well, this table's straight, but you really got to look at the table, the molecular structure of it. It's not going to be it's like, well, of course.
But isn't like multiplication is like a subconjugate or whatever the word is to multiplication or addition. So 1 + 1 is going to equal 1, but multiplication is just a way to help addition. Like if I said like, hey,
add 68 ones.
Yeah, you just
be like 1, 2. You count them all out.
Or when he was talking about like anything times 0 shouldn't be 0 because you have something times the actual number itself. Yes. So why is it disappearing? Well,
and that's where like logs and stuff come from. But like multiplication is just a tool to help addition. Yeah, that's how I view it.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like there's a theorem that proves imaginary numbers exist, but they're imaginary. And it's like
my friends.
negative 1, the root of -1
can't go negative.
Can't really exist. But then, so we put that as an imaginary number, and then there's a theorem that you can go through that can prove that exists. And again, I think it's just math has those anomalies and those like weird things. And then, yes, you can point to them and be like, that's kind of weird. Yeah, that's interesting. But I don't. Terrence just extrapolates like, yep, that means the math's wrong. And like, I don't know, buddy. And then his big thing that I thought is how he conflates, like he'll talk about electromagnetic things and then apply it to geometry. And it's like, those don't go together. And he'll like, no, if you look at the electrical plane of blah, blah, blah,
it looks like this frequency.
It looks like
everything.
it looks like this sphere, but I'm like,
I don't know. Maybe sometimes it does.
What was he called? Like the Mandela,
I forget. He says like gravity is the leftover force of electricity.
Yes.
The magnetic field, which I mean, okay.
I don't hate it
because nobody knows what gravity.
I don't hate it.
Nobody really knows what gravity is. Like, okay, there could be some life here. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, he also, I don't know. He says abstract things where it's like you should build up to that. Like,
don't come out the gate hot.
But he's been doing it for years. Like,
right.
And I understand, like, I think the one
hustle and flow, baby.
I think the 1 × 1 thing is just to get your attention. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, no one cares that 1 × 1 = 1 or 2.
I don't think anyone's ever really thought about it because in the presence of when you learn simple addition, subtraction, division and multiplication, simple math, like you're just learning as a small child. I don't think anyone at 9 or 8 are trying to challenge the substance. Like, well, what do you mean here?
Maybe when you were in the womb, you were.
True.
But I do like the idea that he goes after.
There's twins. No, it's 1 times 1 twins. There's only one.
He's going after the space between like bubbles and stuff like that. Are we past 8 minutes yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit like that. That's his main math on, because he doesn't believe there are straight lines in the universe. And then where he gets a little more crazy is when you go into the Anunnaki shit, and they don't. And you see like that flower of life that he talks about.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
He has that flower of life that I guess has been brought down.
You must have been watching Lion King.
By the Anunnaki type fucking alien people that everyone are starting to bring to fruition here. That people that study ancient tablets and stuff. It's
right.
like they're starting to believe that like now the humans were like we were a hominid here or a creature that was here that. Well, the Anunnaki believe that, like, well, we're not making robots because we know they can become self-aware and take us over, but we can put our DNA in this ape-like creature and make it a slave. And they said they just found out that...
You've been doing that for years, bud.
And they just found out that there's a worship gene that you can turn on and off in our DNA. So, like, they inscribed a gene in us, and they created... Like
probably only
worship.
Men have that too, by the way.
But it's crazy because of all the ancient texts that's coming out and people trying to understand what's going on, like what happened to our past. And to be honest with you, like the technology they had back then was fucking shit. Okay,
no way.
Like I know the pyramids are the coolest thing ever made, but if I found a GoPro that was 10,000 BC, I'd be like, how the fuck did they make this shit?
Well, the worst part is it'd be dead. And you wouldn't even be able to use it. You're like, just look at your
Plastic
reflection.
doesn't erode.
Like, oh, this is a mirror, or whatever. Yeah, that'd be pretty
What I'm
interesting.
saying, like people...
The first thing that would be on that too would be
people
alien
don't go to the
porn,
pyramids
by the way.
anymore because one, you can't because it's a terrorist fucking like area, and two, it's because it's like cool sand and blocks, bro. We can do that now. I guarantee you, we can do it now.
Well, weren't
100%.
they saying that, like with the ancient pyramids and stuff, those blocks, that more and more as they look into it, how they were actually pulled across? It wasn't 1,000 slaves pulling these 500-ton stone. It was
they don't know
frequency.
How it was done.
Weren't they saying that
They said
they're
they
leaning
could be
towards frequency?
Nobody knows how it was done because now like there's people out there saying that been to the pyramids that are like no block is the same. Like it's cut a certain way to fit like it. So you'd have to bring said block, carve it there, and to fit it into this puzzle piece, so that not only would it build up
precise
like a
cutting, and they're saying like
so
you can't even laser etch that because of all
know.
that. But I thought they were
My
saying
theory-
for
Or even
moving.
just lifting it up, right? Building it up. Like
my theory is-
taking it from the base would be
I
easy.
mean,
but
I watched
taking it
Conan.
up each-
Arnold could do it.
My theory is that they're lying to us about how old dinosaurs are. That's my theory. And they use fucking the Brachiosaurus to lift that fucking shit up there, and they would set it down. And that's why the dinosaurs ate all.
What's
all
that
the,
game called? Rust with Vin Diesel coming out or
I
whatever it's
don't
called.
know.
So then, like,
My
instead
proof-
of COVID-1 or COVID-2, COVID killed the dinosaurs off. Like,
No, I don't. I think
It's the long necks.
I
He
think-
couldn't put a mask on. He's too tall.
I think the Ice Age did because they're all lizards, right? And they're out there in that humid fucking Amazon because it was apparently the Nile area was a giant Amazon, which makes sense if the Africa was connected to South America and then split apart. It makes sense that it would be an Amazon. Like, oh, we find fossils here and fossils there. They're the same. They must have been connected. Duh, we know that.
Well, that
So,
and they say dinosaurs had feathers. So that's
But
the biggest thing. Is like,
they
weren't all
could have evolved
reptilians.
into feathers, or the Anunnaki gave them feathers to deal with the cold.
Have you
I don't
ever seen
know.
a lizard with feathers flying around?
But my thought is
I don't
like,
think so.
if the Latin
you
word.
haven't been living.
So the Latin word dinosaur is a Latin word that means giant lizard or giant green lizard. And it was invented by the Greeks. So how the fuck would they know they're green?
Oh,
and
I
how the
think
fuck would they know they're
The
lizards?
anicornians ate the lizard people that live
So
underneath the earth made that up.
That's where I say like dinosaurs are still around because you're not gonna go like, first of all, no one was digging up dinosaur bones. Like we made that shit up in the 18th century to try to like sell fossils to
Jesus, do we
other
have to have an
countries.
intervention here, Joe?
I'm just
Good Christ.
I
Fossils float.
I
was
played
gonna
Red
say-
Dead 2.
Yeah.
You find that old guy out in the prairie, and he's like, "Hey, man, I found these giant bones. You want to help me dig them up?" I was like, "This is when they discovered dinosaurs? Oh, fuck." So, like, you can't say the Greeks had, like, they were out there looking for these things. Like, they were, like, in the ground. But if they made up the word dinosaur, they had to have found something. And
Well,
then how
they
know it
burn
was
their
green?
dead anyway, so they're not digging graves. You know what I mean? So they're not going to find anything down there.
That's my proof right there. It's like, it was a word that was made up, which they're all made up. Thank you, Thor. But Latin dinosaur, green lizard, giant green lizard. It's like, how the fuck do you know there were giant green lizards out here if you've never seen a giant green lizard? It's like when you go and you look at the cave paintings and they can draw an antelope. You're like, all right, I know that's a fucking antelope. And then they draw a dude with a fucking helmet on and it looks like gray and shit. You're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's me down there before anybody got there.
That's
Let's really fuck them up.
that's an alien that they saw that they didn't know what they're doing. So
I feel like
Of course, there'd be a penis somewhere on there too.
we got the Terrence Howard of etymology words over here. Joe Regali.
Fuck, this fly wants a 1-2. Okay, I think it's gone. No, I thought that was crazy. Like, well, maybe they did have fucking people that would dig up shit, try to sell to other cultures or whatever, try to make money.
Buy this silk, and by the way, buy this little bone.
Green dinosaur. The thing that, like, they could have called it giant lizard, but why green? That's what got me.
Probably because the only thing they had running around there were little tiny green lizards. I mean,
are all lizards green?
Simple, stupid, dude. The majority of them, think about alligators, crocodiles.
Yeah, what's with green? What the fuck happened?
They can't really blend into the desert, but you put them in some shrubs, you might not see them. I mean,
Yeah,
exactly.
So that's what I would assume. But again,
I'm on to something here.
I'm not a
so somehow they had
paleontologist.
They had to train the Brachiosaurus.
paleontologist.
Yeah, they had to train the Brachiosaurus to like be able to lift shit.
A dinosaurist. Let's go that way.
Dinosaurus.
But yeah, God knows how the pyramids were made. Like everybody wants to go back in time to be like, what time would you want to go back into? I'd be like, I want to go back to see how the fucking pyramids were made so I can come back and tell everybody, dude, it was just a bunch of slaves that pulled rock. I'm sorry.
It was very impressive though. Lots of slaves.
It wasn't
lots and lots of slaves.
It wasn't a battery system. They didn't know what solar was. There was no aliens. They just wanted to be buried in a nice tomb. I don't know what to tell you.
Come to find out after all this, the pyramids were framed up, and all that stone isn't actual stone. It's just a type of concrete that they figured out how to use, and they just poured it down.
Oh yeah, like Minecraft.
And then it just set up, and then there you go. And they're like, these dumbasses think that we pulled them with slaves or frequencies or aliens or dinosaurs. No, we use you guys use concrete. Yeah. We do too.
It's like you just stack bags of concrete and you just let it rain.
Yeah, that's why it stopped raining, because they were building too many big ass pyramids. Like, all right, we gotta get rid of this
all the
shit.
water. The water couldn't escape the concrete.
100%.
That's why it's a desert.
Exactly. We just figured it out. We just figured it out.
Problem fucking solved.
Here first, baby. 3 Shots Podcast.
Turns out these fucking assholes on 3 Shots Podcast figured out that they just bagged sand and
bag sand.
How did the Romans figure out concrete? They're the ones who discovered it, right? It's sand and rock, and you put water.
Gravel. Yeah, there's 3 things. Then you have to get it in the right proportion, or else it doesn't sit.
It's because they went down
Well, they didn't figure out concrete. Right? They were using
No,
stone.
they discovered concrete.
I was like, I was assuming stone.
Yeah, it was stone.
I paid attention in history
No,
class. You were stone in history.
Hey, no, they used.
You did pay attention.
Shots fired.
Stone? What? Not me.
Hell no, that's the only thing I paid attention to was history class. No, they figured out mortar. They didn't figure out concrete. So they would stack their stones and find a binding agent.
Google! I should just bring out Alexa out here. I have one. I'd be like, Alexa, who discovered concrete?
We don't fact check on this
Romans
podcast.
did.
We've talked about this.
That's true.
Come on, dude.
To be fair, though, it's such a simple product. Bought it multiple times. I don't even know what the fuck's in it. I just know you add water. That's it.
It's like a chia pet.
And then
it just keeps building.
It turns into a block that weighs a ton because the water can't escape. Right?
However, concrete is porous. So there's that.
Yeah, I know you don't want to jump in it. Put it that way. Because it'll suck all the water out of your body.
Oh, yeah. Like when I do concrete at work, even if I wear gloves, my hands just get all dry and stuff. God. And I got Lyme disease, ticks everywhere. It's gross.
Yeah, like in that show Punisher, where they threw that kid, like in the first season, they threw that kid where John Berthal, whatever his name is, who's Punisher, is like using a sledgehammer to knock down that building, and then those bully construction workers throw the one kid into that concrete. I was like, he's dead. I don't care if like the Punisher comes down and saves him. Like, he's covered in concrete. He's gonna dry out and die.
You can get it off you, but I mean,
chisel it.
You want to do it before it sets up.
Yeah, right.
Keep them wet. Keep them wet.
Yeah, I think it. Jesus Christ. Never fall into concrete.
So with all that going into it,
I'm sure it's on the back. Do not get on skin.
Let's talk about rocks floating then. Since we're on concrete and we're on turning tides out here. We got to get this down. We're not going to see Adam for another 7 years. Okay. And he's living on a rock that floats. So let's just think about this.
How about we turn this into, that's true. We all are, technically.
Floating in space, dumbass.
Floating on
one big island.
But they're like, it's not water, it's magma. Sure it is.
Schmagma.
Schmagma. All right, so we've all seen this like with the Godzilla movies coming out, right?
Hold on. How many times we got to talk? Stop pulling your points from fucking sci-fi movies.
No, I'll never do that. I always pull my movie. I used to be like in high school. I remember being in like honors biology and be like, I saw this on a show once. That was literally.
How could you see the teacher doing this?
And everybody, yeah. I think he stopped once and he was like, let me guess, you saw this in a movie once. I was like, yeah, but so.
Okay, next question.
I would always say that. So that way it doesn't make me look dumb. I'm like, I'm just.
No, I think it still does.
Pretty much.
All right, so we've all seen the Godzilla movies, right? It's a big giant thing.
I mean, if you really want to talk about it, no, I've not seen any of the new ones in the last 10 years.
I'm getting to the rock.
Really? They're dumb.
Okay, let's just think of.
Shut up, Adam.
But you know what? Well, he has to watch it to prepare for it out on an island.
Right, he lives on a rock.
Yeah,
of course.
They attacked.
Yeah,
they attacked
you
that
don't
part
know
of the
that he
side.
like sleeps in the Marianas Trench,
yeah, man, that's where he's at. You gotta watch out. But so we've all seen him on land, right? Like even if you go back to the Matthew Broderick Godzilla with the Chihuahua
and
dog.
he's green.
Yeah, who knew? Because they were Komodo dragons that the French blew up with nukes. But you see him like standing. What they have him now is like what people don't believe is like he's walking to the Hawaiian Islands and he's standing on the ocean. You know, he's above the ocean, like, and everybody's like doing these memes. I'm sure you've seen in social media where it's like they draw his legs that touch the bottom of the thing. But it's like it's funny, but it's stupid at the same time because like you're not drawing legs for an aircraft carrier.
What's he got, like legs like a little chicken going all the way down to the bottom of the ocean?
No,
or
I
something?
think so. Like, so the difference between the rocks float and an aircraft carrier and Godzilla is the two.
Hold on. I just want you to say that one more time because
I love it. Come on, bring it.
The two formals, the ladders out here, they've discovered out how to use they discovered buoyancy. Like they build aircraft carriers. Right, like they know the mathematics.
To distribute surface area.
Exactly. That's okay.
So that's
and how does Godzilla do it?
He does it with his scales.
He is built to. He's built to distribute surface area.
No, dude, he's like a boat. He has his little tail and it just goes like this.
So I think I think when he's standing, his tail is down underneath him and it's treading water, and he's just fucking floating there. He's coming in hot.
Have you ever seen a lizard with its tail under the water? I mean, there are those lizards that run across the water though.
No,
those little tiny guys.
But the only vertical fish I know of is a seahorse.
Oh, he does tail yoga.
It does stand straight up and down.
Not out of the water though.
I mean, it could if it wanted to.
It could and it would die.
I've seen a dolphin. Right? They do the beach ball.
Yeah, that's a porpoise.
That barks?
Oh, yeah. but the thing is, it's figured out how to stay out of water. So my theory is Godzilla uses its tail and it swirls underneath. And
yeah, but look at its tail, though. Look at
fucking huge.
Its fin. Okay? Here's a dolphin's fin. And this is a shark's fin. Okay? Sharks go like this. Dolphins go like this. So that would make more sense of pushing water out. You don't see a shark doing that on top of the fucking water, do you?
No, but I've seen water polo athletes. They can tread right up out of the water onto the deck. They tread their water because they egg beat it a certain way. And
they have skin between their toes. Okay? They have web feet.
But what Adam said with buoyancy is we figured out how to build a giant ship that weighs probably more than Godzilla, and nobody's drawing legs to the bottom of that can float on water, okay? Because it displaces a certain amount of surface area. That's all I was saying. and the rocks float thing is like if you were to drop it far enough, long enough, it's going to displace a certain amount of area where it's just eventually.
But wouldn't that have to go towards the acclimated climate, how cold the water is, how hot the water is,
that's
the pressure going underneath.
He's
where
thinking
is
of it.
this? Where's
But
the
small
Earth
pebbles
and the sun
float.
in rotation?
What
of
floats
what's
on
going
water?
on?
Ducks. Small little pebbles.
Yeah, your little pebble poop floats. Yep.
All right, time. Adam, rebuttal.
No, the thing that got me that's so hilarious is that Joe's like infinity pool. So I'm imagining a pool that is not infinite. I'm thinking of an infinity pool.
And
then
the
I'm
water
thinking of
just rolls
dropping
over the
fucking-
edges
I'm just
and comes back.
dropping rocks in it, waiting for, if you drop enough rocks, they'll float. But when you think of it,
I was
yes,
tired that day.
You can, but the thing that's funny, you can drop anything you want in a pool that is infinite, has an infinite amount of water or volume. Yes, anything that you put in there is eventually going to displace enough. So I just thought it was how simple it was that just the wrong turn of phrase.
Well, you would
that
have to.
totally screwed the pooch on the whole episode. But I loved it because then anytime we're talking about other stuff, we just keep bringing up rocks floating.
Well, I think so. I gave because you always read physics questions. They'll always start with ideal conditions, no gravity, no air factor. So in ideal conditions where there's gravity, but it always starts off with there's no outside factors that is going to affect this equation. Said if you throw a ball, it should at this velocity and based off gravity, it should land here based off this speed every time. But if you include outside factors like gravity or not gravity,
Kentucky
but
windage,
resistance and shit like that, which you finally get into doing resistance and everything like that. But it changes the equation. I get that. So what I was trying to say is I was trying to give an example. Like if you had a deep enough pool to drop shit in, eventually based off its mass, it's because of the pool and its surface area. Because if you think about it, like when you sink, you're distributing. It's kind of like when you go through the air. You're pushing the air. It's distributing elsewhere. So eventually, where you're gonna the mass is gonna distribute so much, which I think is buoyancy, that it eventually begins to float because you displace so much based off surface area, based off depth. I forget the buoyancy.
Also, air in your lungs, because that's a big point too.
No, a
body will sink.
So
Especially if you become
lungs?
You didn't know this?
When I was a little lad, my parents were going to send me and my brother to Gonzaga Prep, and after you get done visiting that school, they send you over to Gonzaga. And one of the cool things in their engineering and physics class that they did in their high school is, it could have been in their college, I can't remember, is you had to build a canoe out of concrete and it had to float. And most people will be like, there's no fucking way. But then you look at all this shit that does float in the ocean, and it's like, yes, it is. It's possible based on the way you design it. Now, I understand, if you just drop a brown boulder in there, it's like, all right, it's not going to float, bro. I'm just saying over time, if it drops deep enough, and it can go deep enough, it will eventually.
Concrete, though, is a lot of little rocks. Just saying.
Because eventually it's going to hit the half of the earth, and it's going to be like, whoa, crap, gravity pulled me this far. Now it's going to pull me back up this way. So I'm in the center of the earth.
Not if it's flat.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I solved that flat earth thing?
I'm like, wait, though, you're talking about an infinite body of water, but then that's on the surface of the earth, right?
But I think okay, so all right, so is it easier? So I think the radius, let's just make it a circle. The diameter of the body of water, the closer it gets, the harder it is for you to sink an object that can float. Would you agree with that or no? Like if I gave you a boogie board, can you dunk that under the ocean? And then if I put you in an 8 foot, 10 foot, an 8 foot wide or a 4 foot wide, 10 foot deep pool, do you think you can dunk it just the same?
Absolutely.
I think it would be harder because the pressure is different, but
Not at the surface.
Not at 10 feet.
Yeah, not at the same surface, right?
okay.
Yeah, if you're talking can you take this thing down 40 feet, swim it down? And what's the resistance going to be? I think you're talking two different things, but I mean, you're going to be able to dunk. It's like dunking an Oreo. If you have your hand, you want to dunk it in a thing of milk, as easy as you want to dunk it into an ocean, I think it all.
I mean, that would be a cool experiment, set up, get like different diameters of different bodies of water, and then put said object in it and see if it floats higher or lower out of the, like if you can measure it.
Yeah, I think that the easiest way you could do is you probably could alter a smaller pool and say, okay, we're going to make the pool act as if it's 1,000 feet deep based from like pressure or whatever. Yeah. And then you could start like, doing things with different weights or different densities or whatnot. And then I bet
how much downforce and pressure.
Exactly.
And so on and so forth. Right.
So I'm sure you could easily do that if you had the technology to do it, but
mimic the pressure and stuff.
Yeah. I just love.
Don't look at my pour.
Rocks Float 2.0. No, but the best one was what was the association
of what?
Rocks, aircraft carriers, and Godzilla.
Yeah.
No, hear me out, guys. Hear me out.
Oh yeah, and the best part is what dumb listening is going to come back and be like, well, Godzilla is actually blah 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 blah, and start making a spec chart of Godzilla. We can pull specs on aircraft carriers. And what was the other one? I already forgot.
It was rocks.
Rocks, obviously. I forgot those. I'm as dumb as the rock that hit me. And then Godzilla. So, actually, no. I'm going to call them out. People, start sending in specs for Godzilla. We want old 1950s Godzilla all the way up to 2025 Godzilla. Let's figure out
well, if I were to ask you
weights,
seriously,
how quick does his tail move compared to the old Japanese films? Maybe that's displacing water for him to float as well.
Yeah,
like
is it just a man inside?
If I were to ask you guys, like, how do you guys think he stands on the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, especially when he's fighting Kong? Spoilers. How do you think he does it?
I think that
like
the filmmakers don't give a fuck about what's going on underneath the water. They're like, we have to do a fight scene in the ocean.
Well, that's
this is
like
how
saying,
it's going to
that's
look.
like saying, like, I'm not watching Star Wars because those lightsabers don't exist. That's dumb as shit. Like, it's like the same thing.
There's a guy that made
That's
a lightsaber,
completely different. Yeah, that is completely a thing that you can think of light source that can actually burn and hurt anything, or 18-story fucking lizard walking around. Oh, I don't know which one. Hashtag science.
I think the 18.
Like, what are we doing out here?
The 18-story lizard is more believable than anyone making a lightsaber.
It can breathe blue fire.
It's basically
like maybe that's how he floats. Whatever.
He's farting the whole time.
Isn't
it's a chemical. It's a chemical.
Not to steal from Thor, but isn't a lightsaber a dying star in their fucking thing, and they light it, and it has the energy of the sun that's controlled right there. That can cut through.
It's from a crystal, you dum-dum.
Yeah,
not
that's
a dying star.
That's a star.
Dying star is a crystal. Okay, I think we got the new title now.
I'm mixing
dying star crystals. Sprinkle that shit.
Put that right on there. And in the movie, since I haven't seen it, is he actually on top of the water, or is his foot like half an inch in?
No, it's basically
his legs are in.
It's
the
basically
water.
like you can't see his cock. So they cover that up.
So he's standing on ground. He's on the fucking shore.
Yeah, but you're out in the middle of the Pacific, though.
How do you know there's not a reef right there?
That's a good point. Maybe, like, if I was the director,
he could be standing on sea turtles. Maybe he uses sea turtles to kind of surf around and stuff.
I figured it out. He took that fucking giant plastic island and he made it a rubber ducky floaty.
Like little wings.
He jumped in the center. He jumped in the center of all the Chinese plastic. Well, it's not America.
If rocks float, he could have just punched a hole through a small island and used it as a floaty. I mean, come on.
Just jump right on top of it.
Exactly.
Oh, hell yeah.
See?
Oh, we'd only be like a footprint, maybe.
Yeah.
You could float around the whole Marianas Trench that way.
That's possible. Like he found the plastic island. That's how he stands up and fights Godzilla.
Yeah, it's that. What's that trench called
King
that
Kong.
Has all the plastic? It's all like.
It's not a trench, but
not a trench. Sorry, it accumulates between like the Pacific and the Atlantic. Where
South China Sea.
Yeah, that's my toy.
I heard you could walk across that sea.
Yeah, part the seas. No, we'll just use the trash pile to walk across.
What is that thing called? I forgot.
Yeah, he's probably just using that thing and making a little raft around his body. Who knows?
Oh, I did mention, so you guys brought up the flat earth. And my only thing, like, if I were to believe that the earth was flat, the only way that my only argument would be is, all right, we agree the earth is spinning, right?
Are you asking flat earthers?
No, flat earthers think that it's. We're
No,
not
I'm asking you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm asking you guys. I don't give a fuck about them. This is this is like my Mormon religion to the Catholics. Okay, I'm coming in hot with my shit now. All right, so it is spinning. So if you take a quarter that's flat and you flick it, it spins. It appears round. So all those NASA photos, air quotes, up there is because the Earth is spinning so fast that we're flat and it appears round. That's my theory.
So wait. Oh,
That's pancaked to the Earth.
The centripetal force of the quarter makes us live on a planet. Huh?
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
So it's like hummingbird wings.
Which that quarter?
They don't flap at all, man.
Yeah,
They just
no, they're just
they're just sitting there.
They're just hanging out.
It's kind of like a helicopter blade where you see it and like, I could jump through that. Like, no, you can't.
Dude, speaking of that,
That
did you guys
bird?
see the video
Of a
where the
bird trying to
guy,
land on it?
the guy
he
tried to
sat
reach
on-
his hand through the blades of a fan? He's like, oh, I can get this, and he's waiting.
And he jumps
And
his
then
head.
he goes up and just gets TK and you hear him, he hits the ground. He's like, ah, screaming in the background. Like,
And
good job.
You could tell the fan took a shot, but then slowly he's like, yeah,
pick
I got
speed
you.
up again. Yeah, like not today,
Oh, I
buddy.
remember like Mythbusters, there was one thing that they did. So they took one of those, like a mannequin that was anatomically correct or whatever, it has all the organs and everything, and they
penis.
freaking shoved, it was just his head and shoulders, and they just shoved him up through
God.
the ceiling fan to see like what would happen.
Dude, I had at my,
Oh,
at my
man,
last
it was
house,
crazy.
or I'm sorry, my first house, I put a fan in and I lowered it a little bit. And so it was only like, it was about 9.5, 10 feet off. Well, my brother-in-law was watching the dogs and he jumped up on the ottoman and then was going to jump off to go get something for Loki, or he was doing something. He jumped up and hit his head on the fan, just ding, knocked him over and stuff. We were in Mexico and he called me and he told me, I was like, geez, dude. It's like, thank God your ponytail didn't get caught in that. You just see him whipping around the living room like this. Just
Make it stop. Make it stop.
I come back, he's just hanging there. It's like The Conjuring. You're like, oh, I'm out. Putting this up for sale.
That's a good hairpiece you got there, bud. Stayed on the whole time.
Oh, my gosh. Fucking
Nice.
fans. Have you guys seen that video where the bird tries to land on the helicopter blade?
No.
Yeah, so that
But it looks amazing.
yeah,
sounds
this
amazing.
giant fucking hawk. There's a helicopter.
Dumb
just-
as hell.
Or we're the only animals that see optical illusions, if that's what it would be, like seeing it sitting there, and it thinks it can land on it because it's seeing it like just sitting there, which means it probably sees the same thing we're seeing, and then it just gets blown up. Yeah, it's like it's just weird. Like when you see shit like that, it's like, oh my god, is that even moving?
Still today,
Why tires spin backwards when they start going, like in cars? So like if you ever notice a car go and it starts picking up speed, they start forward, but then eventually your eyes see them rotate the other way.
I think it's just the writing on the wheels.
No,
If they were written from right to left compared to left to right, like in English,
Shut the
then it would appear that it was going forward.
it depends on whether you're driving it.
If
If you're driving in Australia,
You guys never seen that?
man, they go sideways.
Have you guys never seen that? Like,
Yeah, but like I think optical illusions like that, what it is your eye is seeing something, but your brain is interpreting it, and the brain doesn't know what to do with the information. So then it just makes sense with it, and so then that's how we appear to see it.
Yeah.
But that's not how it actually is.
I mean, your eyes are already seeing everything backwards anyways, so who knows?
upside down and backwards or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They also say like your brain just filters out your nose. Like you could see your nose in front of your eyes, but your eyes are
Well, yeah,
like,
look down, you can see your nose.
well, you have to like.
I mean, especially
find it.
that piece you got on you.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. That Italian nose. I'm sure your twin could see that.
So that answers the questions of that bird was landing on that thing. That yeah, they do see optical illusions too. So.
But I thought birds can follow like electromagnetic fields and stuff, and they can see the different waves. So wouldn't that be throwing off enough electricity with that thing spinning that fast that you would think that the bird would be like, oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't laugh, and then just, you know, I mean,
I don't know.
or feel the pressure of wind changing. Like
Maybe birds
maybe
too
the bird
suffer
was
with
drunk.
yeah, or suffers from depression.
That or like I was gonna like, dude, if I was a
Bye,
helicopter
cruel
pilot, I'd be
If
like,
I were a
Get that
depressed
bird
bird,
out of here!
that's exactly what I would do. I would find a helicopter and just like, this will be fast.
All you gotta do is fly around a house. You'll hit the window eventually.
Yeah, but that's just like not as definite, right?
Dude, come live at my house. Those birds hit my window constantly. I'll be in
'cause
the
your
bedroom
wife's-
and you should boom.
Your wife's always
there's another
cleaning
one.
shit.
Yeah, right.
Like,
They're too
"Oh,
clean.
Does Aaron have the door open?
Dude, when I was living in Seattle, we were downtown, right next to the Art
Can you
Institute of
put a
Seattle.
sticker on this window?
And MJ and I were playing some basketball. And then all of a sudden, we see this seagull just coming in hot. And these are Seattle seagulls, so they're all obese and overweight because everyone's just feeding them constantly. You know, it's like a 25,
and domesticated.
25, 30-pound seagull.
Minus the
And-
homeless skinny guy walking by.
Yeah. Well, he
Out of here,
ate-
you bum.
Well, this is full circle because he ate the seagull at the end of it. But this bird came in
Did he
hot.
cook it with his lighter? He's like, yeah.
He just got his meth pipe hot and just put it against it.
Christ.
Just seared on the outside. That's the way I like it. But all the windows are like one-way panes, you know, to keep the sun out and stuff, and so you can't see into the school. And this thing came in so freaking hot, dude, just right above us. Just all we heard was this boom. Like, what the hell? Yeah, broke its neck and then spiraled down. And we went over and looked at it to make sure like it was dead. And the thing was like as big as a turkey, dude. It was huge. Then it was gone in a couple hours, so I guarantee that guy ate it.
Nice.
Someone ate it.
Yeah.
Man, I saw when I worked at Avondale for the golf course there was a guy during a tournament hit a goose. Like he was flying.
Oh, fuck.
Just knocked it. Yeah. And then.
Pulled a Randy Johnson.
Yeah. And then it was right by where like the maintenance crew is and stuff. Like somebody brought it in and sliced it up and.
They ate it?
Yeah. I mean, not there. Not like, hey, you want some raw goose?
Can I get that Titleist goose, please?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, man.
Can I get my ball back?
Yeah, right?
Stuck in his throat. Look at the gallops on that one. Joe and I were talking earlier before you got here, Adam, and he was talking about getting his contacts delivered. I was like, you know what? How come they don't make contacts now that you can order? And it's got like those lens changing, like your glasses, like you walk outside and they go dark, and then you walk inside and they lighten up.
Yeah.
I
Heard
think
it here
that's,
first.
yeah, it's patent pending, people, so don't even try.
Yeah, like Terrence Howard, patents matter.
Yeah, I got none
yeah.
of them, but soon to be one of them.
No, is it? Because he says, like, I have a patent on this.
He has like 97 patents or something.
But you could just, like, I'm going to patent a
Anyway,
piece of
you can
shit that
patent
doesn't
anything,
work.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can just patent whatever you want.
I think
As
it
long
has
as you
to
pay
be-
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll take
I
your
mean,
money.
what I think he patented probably are, like, the designs of those bubbles and shit. He patented those so that nobody could.
But God made those.
God has a patent on everything.
Yeah, right?
Did you check your ass?
That's a little chocolate starfish you got there. Where's the patent on that one? It says patent, and then there's a number next to it. And then on the
Exactly.
other side of the cheek, it has the OSHA marks for it. You're
Exactly.
Like, oh, there it is.
What
Safety
number
first.
are you?
Yeah, I mean, potentially, but
That's
thought-
how we're hooked up in the Matrix.
Well, I mean, because you can get
Anally. Why is yours so big, Aaron?
well.
the line broke a few times, boys. My port's not doing very well.
Nah, you get to pick the size as you come out.
Yeah,
What?
now the port just falls off. Why won't it charge?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they keep going smaller to these C's. I need this big old HDMI's, baby.
Neo wakes up with a dill in his ass. No, put me back under.
Best dream ever.
I want the red pill.
I watched Monkey Man the other night. You guys seen that?
Martial art thing?
Yeah, it's
No, I can say I have heard of it.
Key and Peele. Peele is executive producer on it, and it's like a not a Bangladesh. It's an Indian movie.
Why would
Bollywood. There you go. It's like a Bollywood
Oh.
movie, minus the singing. It's pretty. It's all martial arts, but it's pretty interesting, dude. It was
But is it crazy shit? Like, cause I hear the that kind of stuff. So for a movie that's happening in the United States, they'll be like, okay, we're gonna blow up this car and it's gonna flip to the side, and then we're gonna cut to the scene where it shows them in the
Dancing
car.
around?
In the car upside down, and then they'll hit something and kind of get back on the wheels and drive off. And then in the Bollywood, it'll be like blow up the car, it spins 15 times. And then it does this, and then he punches the road, and it gets back onto its four wheels.
It wasn't full Bollywood. I was just
Okay.
going for it's an Indian movie, and so like all shot in India pretty much.
I know,
pretty
but
much.
why? Okay, you're fucking killing me here. So why would Key and Peele
Not
do
Key and Peele,
who?
just Peele. Jordan
Okay,
Peele.
but just Peele. Why would?
Have
Was
you
he doing it for?
Have you
to be
seen
funny?
any of his movies?
He only does Indian movies.
No. And if he did, that'd be hilarious. No, haven't you ever seen his scary movies he made?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he was just an executive producer on this movie. It's not funny.
Oh.
It's a martial arts movie through the whole time.
Got it.
He liked the storyline.
Okay, I thought you were saying that like this is his movie. I'm like,
No. He didn't write it. He just helped produce it, and but it's really good. It's on Paramount Plus for free.
Nice.
If you have it.
I do have Paramount.
Yeah,
Plus.
I'll check it out.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
I do have Paramount too.
Yeah, you'd probably like it. It's
Do
different.
you have secret coordinates tattooed on your leg? What is this?
This is
That's where you find his treasure. There's a map.
Yeah. Do you want to know where
X.
You want to know where Godzilla's at?
Oh, fuck.
You didn't know that? Mapped on. Yeah.
Just
So
cut-
this
you
so
gotta
he
cut
can-
his leg off.
This is the
That's so he can find
Philippines,
home.
and then this is so Philippines on this leg, and then a kanji.
You sure that says what it's supposed to say?
Yeah, I checked
doesn't-
it. However, Pam
Does-
gave me shit about it.
Does it say small cock?
No, she said that like how it's you're supposed to do when you write kanji, you have to write in a certain stroke pattern, and she's like that you wouldn't write the stroke like this. That's not right, but it's close enough.
How can you tell on a tattoo what the stroke pattern is, even though it's
'Cause
close
how
to
he-
your thigh? And I know your stroke pattern.
Oh yeah, doesn't take many strokes to. No, you can see it in the tattoo of how it starts. It's dark at one end, and then it kind of has like a brush stroke at the
Oh,
end.
So
wait a
does he
minute.
tattoo it that way then, like darker and then
That's-
kind of lighter to follow the stroke patterns?
I don't know.
Does he henna it first? Like draw like a blueprint on there before he tattoos? And
Yeah, I mean, this is I think like most tattoos, right?
It's called a stencil.
Yeah, you
dum-dum.
put the stencil on, and then you do the outline, and then you have different attachments to the thing to make. So,
So
he had
you're-
this one attachment super thick, and then just kind of just grinds.
you're
at
telling
that.
me like, so are you saying like the color, like the darker, or are you talking about like the width by thickness?
not width, but just like look at this end. So it starts
Super
here, and then
dark
it's
it goes light.
and then yeah,
that
and then
means something different. So like if it was supposed to be all dark, it would mean something else.
no.
versus-
What
Oh,
it
okay.
is he was trying to emulate the stroke pattern. He's trying to make it appear like it's strokes on my
Oh,
skin.
like the brush is fading out.
Yes. So he's trying to do the brush strokes on it. So technically it's wrong because how the stroke was, he did the stroke this way right when you're supposed to do left.
Oh, I got you.
Because like when you write
Well, he's
kanji,
facing you.
you have to write it in a very distinct way. You can't just like draw it however you want. I'm gonna draw from the bottom up. No, there's a very distinct way to do it. But I mean,
Is it all one fluid like cursive like you do it, or
Nope. So for example, I'm trying to think of one that I can actually do a kanji on.
what's kanji?
Kanji is
How do you call ghosts?
so the Chinese characters, the Japanese and Korean use those same characters for certain things.
Mm.
So for example, it's like hito in Japanese means person, and when you look at the thing, it looks like a stick figure. It looks like a person. And so
Oh,
then
okay.
in Chinese, it'll be said, how you pronounce it would be totally different, but they share and use those kanjis.
Got you.
But
Okay.
anyway, yeah, so this one says kazoku, which is Japanese for family, and then Philippines, so it's kind of like family Philippines, kind of ties that in with
And ties too, huh?
Dude, I'm gonna
What's
plan
that?
my
And ties too.
I'm gonna plan my travel destination off his leg. Like,
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna go over here.
You can mark on his leg with a tattoo gun everywhere you've been in the islands. Like I've been there.
This is
like
like-
the maps. Like I
Just
visited.
pin his leg.
Ah!
Oh, what's the so that whole thing says family, like even the top part.
Yeah, it has to go together.
Okay.
So kazoku, and then together the two kanjis
Oh,
make.
you must have been wearing a Speedo that day. Shit, that's up
Oh
there.
yeah, I had to show quite a bit.
Did
A little ball hair too. Oops,
did,
sorry.
Oh shit, let me
Did
tuck that
Enzo
back
do that
in.
one?
Huh?
Did Enzo do that one?
Yeah, he did. He did the two on my leg, and then he fixed the one I had on my shoulder. So I have he actually both on my shoulder. So I have the Walsh family crest on one, and then I have a 4-leaf clover that I drew that has my grandfather's initials and then his birth date and when he died. And so then he did both. Like the green faded terribly on the one tattoo, so he fixed that. And then the other one wasn't bad, but I just said I want to replace the red. And he goes, let's just do the whole thing. So he like re-outlined it and did all that. So
That's
I
badass.
totally forgot to ask him when he was on the podcast.
You get his
about
ass
that.
back on here too.
about what?
about your tattoos.
Oh, okay.
I totally forgot that he did them until now, and I was like, oh wait, I think Enzo did those. So next time he comes on, we'll talk.
I was gonna say, I feel like my tattoos are not very memorable. He'll probably be like, who? What?
I was like, hey, remember that white guy that got the Philippines on his leg? He's like, yeah, I remember that dude.
I'm gonna go take a piss. You guys need to take a break?
I mean, we
Sure,
can.
man.
You want to run a commercial? All right. And we'll just do this one.
Stop the presses.
Is it
breaking
'cause you-
news, but not really.
Is it
This
because you edit
information's
later
been around
that
for
it
days
doesn't matter?
now.
Like you'll
Welcome
cut it out.
back,
that
everybody,
way?
to another episode of Butt Cream
This
with
fucking
My
guy.
Best Investment. I'm your host.
Who the
Joey
fuck comes in and wants to fucking sit here the whole time and listen to some bullshit investment? What? What do you want? Yeah, I hear you. Do you want gravy?
And tonight,
Fucking, of course I want gravy. Who the fuck doesn't want gravy on Thanksgiving? Okay. God damn. Anyways, back to this guy who's rambling on about wannabe investments. Who wants to buy fake things? If I want to go buy a car, I'm going to go buy a car. You got 4 wheels, a fucking steering wheel. You put gas in it, it drives. Now you're telling me I got to buy some things that potentially go to a wallet that's online? What the fuck is online? I don't even know. What?
Here you go.
What?
Here you go.
What is
This is
You're calling this gravy?
well, it's a TV dinner. I microwaved it.
TV dinner? I don't even watch TV.
I've been watching.
What is this?
I love this commercial.
Yeah, which one?
You watching Joey Crypto? I love him.
This dumbass?
Yeah,
What
I've
do you
been-
mean? What am I watching here?
I've been investing so much because of him.
Oh, hold on. You've been taking my money that I've worked over the last 70 years to put away for us
Yeah,
for
that's
our
why we had
retirement
TV
and pay for your
dinners.
triple bypass heart surgery again. And now I gotta fucking watch this shit and you're telling me you've lost all of our money?
Here's the best part.
What?
Yeah.
Nothing. See, you had nothing good to say.
He always has something. I gotta log in right now and check my crypto.
Oh my God. Are you really buying this bullshit? What are you getting out of it, okay? Because I guarantee it's not putting any money in your fat.
hero.
If you can make money as much as you put fat on that buddy, we'd be fucking rich. But we're not. Because you're getting fatter and my bank account's going lower.
Oh my God, I'm up. I'm green.
Green.
I'm green.
Green what?
What's he got to say now?
advent of TikTok, the dummy.
He's talking
Gotta go on
about
his TikTok.
fucking TikToks. He's over here making goddamn things, dancing around, probably with his dick out, because that's the only way he can make money to buy crypto is through a fucking TikTok for him to invest later. And you're telling me again, Bertha, that you're taking all my hard-earned money and putting it in this asshat?
Bye. Yes. Sometimes this buy button doesn't work. There we go.
Because it never
How many
works.
buys did I buy?
Tell you what,
I got
you know
some
what?
stuff going.
We're done. I'm done with Thanksgiving.
I love
I'm done with
crypto.
you, and I'm done with the crypto.
Get that crypto going.
Oh, Harold, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. I really appreciate you being willing to take the time and the money to subscribe to my channel and pay for me to talk to you.
Wait, what? I didn't subscribe to shit. I just found my wife's account. I got on here because it said something about coins.
And we're really thankful. We're really thankful for your wife. She's a very dedicated subscriber. Every single day, money right out of your bank account.
Whoa. Let's not talk about my bank account here, guy on the other side of this phone line thing that I can't see on my internet because it doesn't work.
No, Harold, you know, the only important bank account to me is your bank account right now. Number one.
Are you putting money in my bank account now? Is this what's going on?
Exactly. I want bank account money. I want your balance to go first down to me, then up exponentially.
Well,
to
see,
you.
if I was married to someone that could go down and then up on me, I would never be on the upside of going down. You know what I'm saying?
Married to who? Harold, who are you married to right now?
Oh, I got a fat whale of a wife. She fucking's choking on some chicken bones in the back room right now. I fed her a dog leg, and we'll see what happens.
It's funny you mention that. As a matter of
What do you
fact,
mean?
right now I've got another caller beeping in right now.
She did.
Harold, thanks so
Fucking
much for joining us.
greasy clam
Your
hands.
120 seconds are up right now.
Wait,
but
what?
we've got giant, great big, perfect ass whale 6869 #1 subscriber phoning in right
Why
now.
does she have
on a
my social security
FaceTime
card
call.
number?
Did I make it? Am I on? Can you
What
hear
the
me?
fuck?
Hello,
What are
yes.
Hi. What are you doing on my phone line calling into this guy that you already paid for that I'm trying to call in for once now because I'm on your account?
That angry midget sounds like my husband.
Oh,
Oh boy, it sure sounds like Harold and excuse me, caller. What's your name now?
Last time two
My name's
guys talked to my
Is
wife,
it
we ran a
really
train
Harold?
on her.
Is it Harold? Harold, how are you?
Worse now that your fucking clammy ass hands are in my ears.
Harold, do you know our new caller? Be level with me right now.
I wish I never knew her.
That's good enough for me. Thank
Perfect.
you for joining us, new caller. You guys appear to know each other. What is your history in crypto together?
Well,
Together? When do we do anything together? I eat meals by myself. I jack off by myself. I feed this wildebeest by myself because no one else will come over and help me shovel some food into her fat traps.
Together sounds an awful lot like super glue and you're being held at gunpoint.
well, he didn't know I sold my
glue
wedding
you.
ring to pay for crypto. I just wear aluminum foil.
I did actually hawk
Rings do you wear?
a number
That's a
of
belt around your
personal
finger, you
belongings.
fat cow.
There was a number of personal belongings I got rid of to get my first investments in crypto started. And now, in hindsight, that may have been a bad idea. Bertha, how do you feel about that choice?
I had to make a big sacrifice. I had to sell my first toy off. You know what I'm saying?
When
When
you say
you've ever
big-
sacrificed with
Big
your underwear.
sacrifice. Big sacrifice.
When you say big sacrifice, how big are you, Harold?
Oh, not big at all. Have you seen my wife? Oh, yeah, that's right.
I make him look skinny.
Oh, shit. You make a fucking eclipse work. My eyes are burnt. What?
There's enough poundage in that house to make the Ray J and Kim Kardashian video look like amateur hour.
Have you ever stuffed your clammy hands into a jar of Crisco? I'm talking economy size, and try to reach the bottom, and it stops from about 3 inches from the bottom because all you hear is and you can't get it any further. That's what it's like when I touch my wife's back when I give her a hug. Okay, I get lost. I'm so greased up. You might as well drain me out in a strainer and feed me to your pigs. It is fucking horrible. And on top of investments, I'm losing my ass off her because her fat clammy hands go over the keyboard and she's clicking on Luna. She's clicking on things that aren't even relevant. I've watched your show one fucking time and I make one click and guess what? I'm up 20 cents. Not bad for $1,000 in, right? But she's over here 1,000 pounds in and up 20 pounds. It is fucking horrible. I cannot win.
As long as you're green in your investments, Harold, I gotta commend you for that.
The only green she's seeing is gangrene in her foot.
You can calm down, Harold. You can have another stroke.
At least I'll get off of this
I
time.
used to take some Vicks, put it on my fingers, and I used to flick my bean to Bankman Fried. I love that shaggy head.
Your bean is the whole Columbia.
Oh, we should just
beans,
come
okay?
in
It's
hot
all
after
of them.
this.
Sounds like the only fig leaves we're going to have involved in this relationship are the ones you place over your genitals when you're too embarrassed to have intercourse with each other.
I know, but I'm
sounds
making
about right,
intercourse
yeah.
to you
Yeah, you're
now,
right.
Joey Crypto. I put all kinds of Vicks
Joey
on
Crypto,
me.
what is your size, by the way?
Vicks.
You want me asking? I'm trying to paint a picture of you here.
They do intend to call me the tuna can till the day I die, so
Good, because I
if you
smell
don't
like
mind me saying,
fish.
My wife would be all the tuna in the net.
2 inches long and 12 inches around.
I like it. What are you wearing there, Joey Crypto?
Oh,
Teach me something.
usually it's suspenders, but when it's the weekend, I take the suspenders and wrap them 3 times, only
your
3
neck?
times,
And bacon?
around.
Always with
Dude, we should have like
you.
a commercial
Why
off.
does
Like,
everything
which
have
Oh
to
my
be this
God.
thing?
are the best
You can't even suck
commercials?
a cock, aka chicken. It's a food. You want to put bacon around it just so you can
Because
drool
that's
on
the
it.
only thing that can fill me up, you short, shriveled dick motherfucker.
Wrapped
Well,
in
if you
bacon is
weren't
not
so
a safe
fucking
instance.
fat there, Bertha, I'd be able to plunge myself in that pussy. But instead, I'm getting off on the folds in your back. Okay, I can't do anything out here.
Have you ever taken a spoonful of peanut butter and dropped it into the bottom of a jar of raspberry jelly and tried to get both in your spoon at the same time?
Is that a coin, Joey Crypto?
Basically, yeah, the Raz coin.
Should make your own coin.
R-A-G, the
He's-
raspberry coin.
He's going
Okay,
to.
well, I might raspberry that. I
I
might
could-
raspberry that.
I can tell you I got some
That's a good
penises.
innuendo.
Well, you know,
right
I'm
there.
glad
I like
you
it.
joined us today, guys. Thanks so much, Harold and Bertha. I'm thoroughly uncomfortable. We'll catch you next
Yeah, I'm
time
gonna
on your
beat my
paid
wife.
subscriptions
I'll sex you
to
later.
Joey Crypto.
I'll sex-
Oh my God! Please save me from
Yeah,
myself.
Joey Crypto,
This
that'd
can't be
be-
helping.
Now you're gonna know my pain, buddy. All right. Well,
Dang.
you guys got 2 commercials. The PP's went a little bit longer, so it is what it is.
Don't say pee-pee.
Do we have to do another?
Bertha, you don't even know what you're talking about right now. Okay, I'm not doing this with you.
Dude,
I love it.
should do a podcast with those two.
I think we need to recut some more, but you know,
Yeah, you wanna-
we haven't done a
Hey,
JC.
do the shout outs right now. Anyone who wants to advertise, you can find us on.
IG. I don't know what.
All right, well, I guess we'll do that later.
What's this death stare?
Did
he freeze?
staring? He's got glasses on. I can't tell.
Oh man, it's frozen now.
Oh, sorry. I was gone for a minute. I was talking about JC for a minute.
So you talking to God?
Suspenders, dude. No. The only JC, Joey Crypto in the house.
Oh.
Come on now. You can find us on 3shotspodcast.com/LinkedIn because we don't really have a website, but if we did, that's what it would be called. Also, Facebook, Instagrams, 3 Shots Podcast. You know where to find us. The YouTubes, that's where majority of our stuff is. New shorts coming out. Little Joe over here is picking his team. Third video is not out, right?
Not yet.
But we know that you're what?
It's coming. I'm holding everyone in suspense.
NFC South right now, people.
Yep. It's only 4.
Only 4. So, I mean, it's got 25% chance.
I did want the Saints, so.
Spoiler. Sheesh. Also, the X, the Twits. What? You can find us on there. And that's where Joey C lives, too, by the way. If you want to find out what he's doing in the crypto world, always check him out.
He's trying to get that crypto info through all the porn. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because, I mean, it's like tits, ass, Joey C. Tits, ass, Joey C. Do you want to listen to him talk about crypto or do you want to hear her come? I don't know which one you want to do, but I know which one I want to do.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
You can
New
make some
segment.
money, right?
Is this Joey C or is this porn? We'll figure that one out.
Let's both get off.
Okay.
Do it.
He's climbing that monetary money climb.
Oh, and little tidbit. Maybe we might be do something with our feet.
Oh, yes.
Like a little puppet show.
People,
The 3 Shots
let us know in the
Feet cast.
comments. We're thinking about this.
The Feet Shots podcast.
Feet Shots podcast. We're thinking about OnlyFans. Throwing some feetsies out here. Look at those
Oh,
toes.
look at those
You can actually see the
nastiness.
fungus
Holy
growing at this point in
Jesus
time.
Christ.
Yeah, the bunions say it all.
No wonder he is a swimmer.
What I say? Twitter, X, Instagram,
Dude,
YouTube,
I do have a bunion,
Spotify,
look at that.
and you can find us anywhere that podcasts are getting listened to. Like, you gotta watch us because we're way cuter on camera than we are audio in the ears.
Yeah, and in real life. Is this real life?
Part of the Matrix, but I'm not plugged in yet, though.
So was the LinkedIn thing a joke or like?
Do we have a LinkedIn, really? We
Yeah.
do. I don't know.
Yeah, we do. That's what the monarchy is for to find us on everything.
Oh, no. That's
What?
a link tree.
Oh, same difference.
What is a link tree?
A link tree has
It's
all
like
your links on
LinkedIn's
it.
like a professional,
LinkedIn's a
like
professional.
It's like
Yeah.
professional. It's like professional Facebook.
Soon we'll have our OnlyFans footsie cast up there, okay?
Stay tuned. We're only going to charge $1 per toe.
There's gonna be
So
some
if you want to see the full feet, that's $10, baby. Otherwise, you can pick the toe you want. We'll dress it up for you and stick it in a bun.
And these feet speak to you.
Yeah, especially those dogs over there. I can smell them from here.
Damn.
It's been working in the garden.
Garden of Life.
Yeah, but if you guys want, I mean, I built 3 websites for different things. I'm no professional, but
We
I
do
could
need to get
definitely,
a website.
I could definitely
We
start
do
some
need a
off.
website so we can
'Cause you
stop
can-
Spreaker.
Because you can embed, especially if you're,
Whoa.
you're all
You're
over
a married
YouTube.
man. We're not embedding anybody, Adam.
You can embed YouTube, so it's just easy. I usually build it from, what's now defunct, but you can still use it, is Google Sites, but now it's owned by Squarespace. But then the cool thing with it, if you you pay for the domain, and then I think the domain depends on what you want. I don't think 3 Shots Podcast is going to be something that somebody already has. So then you get that probably like $11.99, $12.99 a year for the domain, and then if you just do the basic build, where you're not taking money, you're not selling stuff, or taking
'cause-
directly through there, then it's all like Google based. So you can just anything that you do through Google, like YouTube, you can just plug it there. So you could have all your episodes running, and then people could select which ones they want.
Yeah, we should talk more after this because
Looks like we know what
I've
Adam's
always-
doing the next couple weeks.
I've always wanted a podcast so we can get away from Spreaker. We just throw our MP3s up there, and I don't know how video would work, but YouTube does just fine. But also we have a warehouse for merchandise that I haven't like made live yet. So it's basically like you can go on and design your own T-shirts like on like Pinterest or whatever, and then you can link it to like this wholesaler warehouse shit. I forget what they call it, like where people.
You're saying
design
you,
shirts.
not like a fan. That
Yeah,
says,
like where people design shirts. It's called like I forget the terminology of it, but basically, like we can make a shirt that says "Rocks Float."
Nice.
Right? So
Yeah.
I can make that shirt "Rocks Float." I've already done it and bought a shirt to make sure it works. So it's on a Pinterest account. I make a shirt that says Rocks Float. I can design it. I can make it a sweatshirt. I can give it a cost, a margin, and it'll figure out all the tax and all the shipping and all
cool.
that. And then it goes.
Sign me up. I want a Rocks Float shirt and hoodie.
You link it to a giant wholesaler warehouse, which is another e-commerce type thing. So they make your shirt, but they're going to charge you. They're going to give you, be like, hey, I'm going to charge you $10 for a shirt. So then you go back to your Pinterest and be like, all right, I'm going to charge 15 for shirts because I want to make $5 off every shirt. And then you just throw it up on your Pinterest, said thing on the website, because I want to get off Pinterest, to link to our wholesaler, and people will be like, oh, I want to buy that. I like the Rocks Float idea. So they buy it. We get an order. It goes to the warehouse. They do everything and ship it.
So
But
it takes
is
the
it
middleman pretty much right out of it, and we're not doing anything minus.
We don't do
throwing
anything
it up.
other than paying the fees to have the ability to be on there and design, and the fees for the warehouse. And I forget what it's called. It's like an e-commerce warehouse selling thing. Like people do it all the time. Like nobody. So it's basically like you don't have
They
to.
coming from China?
You don't have to. I don't know where the fuck they come from, to be honest with you. You just pay the fees. It'll figure out all your costs and shipping. So like for me, I don't like to wait on shipping, nor do I like to pay for it. So I have it on my Pinterest right now for 3 shots if it were to go live, where the shipping's free for the customer, but it arrives next day. So I pay that extra $12, but I might charge a little more.
Okay, I was gonna say you got to build that cost
So
into
instead
the,
of $10 for a shirt, it's 12. Instead of charging
But
15,
they'll
you're
do
charging
it.
18.
They'll do it all for you, and they have graphs like most T-shirts cost set amount of this much, but then you put in like the clause where like I don't want to deal with shipping and people. I don't want emails like where's
so.
my
But
shirt?
well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm curious about though, if you set that up, you have the link so that somebody goes in, but then your Pinterest or the account that has the shirt designs that somebody picks out, it automatically goes to distributor. It doesn't go to you, and then you tell a guy I have 5 shirts that need to be.
Yeah.
It just does it automatically.
It does automatically. It goes right to them. So
and then when they're paying to how does that work?
Same thing with Amazon. That's what Amazon is. So Amazon, all you're doing on Amazon is like, say like you want to sell books, like you say like you want to
make your own little like
textbooks.
Amazon
you make your own little
business.
Amazon, you pay their fee. So what Amazon did is they're smart. It's like basically like if you could go, like what Walmart and these wholesalers should do is like rent store space to mom and pops. And like the mom and pops will pay you set amount of money to be in your store, but they're selling their product. But the opposite thing is like when you go into like Costco and you see those vendors on the side and you're like, oh, I do want new blinds for my windows. So you pay that blind person for the windows, and then he ships the order to the people that make it, and then they arrive at your house and you install them. Like that's basically what it is. Like you never have. It's not like you're paying.
You're not a go-between.
You're not paying a concrete guy to come up and they show up and like they're physically doing the labor. Like I gave you the money, you're physically showing up. Like we're not making the hats. The only limitation that it has is it's all done in paint. Okay. Like you can design a style. Like you can go into Adobe and or GIMP or whatever platform you want and make a Rocks Float shirt, and then you can fit it on the shirt the way you. That's the limitation it has. So you can't be very detailed. It's more like very generic art.
But like minimalist stuff would be cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking about Rocks Float, and then like even Rocks Float 2.0. Like
it's basically like building a website with Word, like how we did back in the day. Like you could used to be able to have hyperlinks that you could build a website with Word.
Right.
And then HTML came out. So it's like a website with Word type of shirt. But if
Nice.
it's like small, like it's form fitting, like we don't go out and we don't go to Italy and pick the fabric and shit like that. I don't know what the shirt is, so that's why I ordered one. I made one where my household name growing up with the kids was Baba Bitch, because I always had to go get the bottles for the kids. So I was the bitch, and because like my kids would throw the bottle at me and be like, "Dad, bottle." So I made a sweatshirt that said Baba Bitch, and I was testing it out. It was like, and I ordered it for $70, and I was like, it worked. Showed up.
$70.
That's what I charged That's what I charged for the sweatshirt. It was a sweatshirt. It was a hoodie.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a shirt. And it said it was a circular ring that I made. It was a Baba that I got off paint that was free because one, you don't want to copyright. You can't take other
you
people's
gotta
shit.
be careful with that.
So I went off of free pictures that you can use, and then I went off and I made. The cool thing is it allows you to like you can do circle letters on the site. You can do round like type of lettering. It's more into lettering than images. So I put a Baba in the middle, and I went Baba bitch underneath, and I sent it to myself. I was like, it worked.
Nice.
$70 got paid in my account. $70 to 3 Shots podcast is still sitting there. I was like, I haven't taken it out yet. I was like, all right, cool, it does work. But I never implemented it because we have all these cool sayings like shower thoughts.
Right.
That's got to be a great one.
Yep.
We're just limited to the art scale is all. But maybe there's ways now that you can get out of it. But
Well, I'm sure you can upload your own image to it, though, can't you?
But like just
So if you had someone
saying,
draw your image, you could upload that
just
to
saying-
said shirt, and then they can make that. Yeah.
But just having a shirt that says "Rocks Float" in a cool way, people will be
Yeah,
like,
man.
"What the fuck are you talking?"
Yeah, all you got to do is put like rock float,
Bubble
rocks,
lettering.
rocks float on the back, and then up and like left hand is TSPC. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Boom, done. Everyone's like, "What's TSPC?" Oh, it's 3 Shots Podcast. Oh,
Yeah, well, let me know, man. I can definitely, especially
No, if you-
before class starts and during the breaks, I usually have
If
time
you want
to
to work
do
on
stuff.
a website, basically all I'm looking for the website to do is hold our MP3 files, have our links to our other shit, and then have a store. That's it.
Yeah.
And then if you were able to get that, I'll give you the link to the store. Like it should be on Squarespace now, where you can link your store and stuff to these platforms that are out there.
Yeah, the other one, I mean, if you're trying to do money through the site, then you got to pay more. It's more like $14 a month, which for me and the sites that I built, I'm like, it's not worth it to me. I'm just doing like my own resume or my wife's business or something like that. So then I wouldn't want to pay that much every month. But if it's something that you want to do, you could totally do that. But I'm sure there's a workaround where, you do store, you show a picture of all your merch, you click on the merch, and then it
It
throws
leaves you in
to-
offline mode though, right? Until you pay. It'll give you a fake domain that isn't active, and then you can edit on Squarespace how you want, right? And then until you actually buy the domain,
I wouldn't do that. What I would do is I'd buy the domain that you want, and then you build it.
the Dallas Cowboys.
When you build it, so what you can do is there is a mode to make it offline, or let's say you publish it, it's very basic, and then you wanted to make changes. You can make changes, and it saves everything on the cloud. And then when you're ready, you click publish,
Perfect.
and then it'll
Yeah.
change.
That's what we need.
It'll update it.
Because
So
we need
that's
to
the
make
same
sure
thing.
like the shop works, and that's the other thing. Going back into editing, not only can we edit like our videos and shorts, but you guys can come in here and be like, I thought of a shirt idea. I'm gonna throw it up there
Right.
for $15, or I got a hat.
Yeah.
They do hats. They do athletic wear. It's just all about linking it all together. That part
Sweet.
I figured out because I don't know.
Oh yeah, 3 Shots thongs, and it'll be I love my mermaid. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do a rock float on a thong.
Ooh, this rock sinks, baby.
Fuck.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I just thought that the other day though.
what's that?
That you just brought that up. They're like with Game of Thrones being out, they made an anime Game of Thrones, like characters. Like if it was Disney, I'd be like, yeah, I'd jerk off to that too.
Fair
Give me some
point.
anime, baby.
Oh
Fair
my
point.
god.
Adam, I was gonna ask you, with all your travels and whatnot, because you're a cultured man, where do you think the most unique spot you've ended up going to so far, and that you really enjoyed?
Oh my god, most unique spot going to that
Where you might have thought like, I don't know if I want to go there, and you got there, you're like, okay,
I might
okay,
die.
this is actually, you know what, this is actually pretty sweet.
The coolest thing that I would say that where I'm never too keen on going is the Philippines, just because
You got tattooed on your thigh, bud.
I know. Well, that's because where the family comes from, but usually every time you have to fly into Manila, and then we have family and stuff there, but it's just so congested in traffic and everything else. So I usually dread thinking about going through that experience. But the times that we've been, there is the coolest place was it's a bar called that it has Rockayoke, and so it's a live band, and then you go in, and then they have a playlist, and then you just go up and be like, okay, you have this song, I want Journey, blah blah blah, or I want this
They
song,
play it?
whatever, and then
Oh
when
my
it
God.
comes up, you go on stage, and you start singing the song and rocking out with a live band.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So like Pam and I did. This is before we even got married. We did like a duet. Yeah,
Believing.
yeah, baby.
That's pretty cool.
And the band just sits there and stays in tune and gets after it and plays with you and
Oh
stuff.
man, and well, the thing that's crazy is they have like this log, a big booklet that you just go through, and they can play all these songs, and they don't go
It's 'cause
like
they can't sing it. Like,
Yeah.
get them up here.
Oh no. Filipino, like all Filipinos, in my opinion, not all, but I'll just say it now. All Filipinos, for whatever reason, are musically inclined.
Really?
It's crazy how like they could either sing, play an instrument, something
Dang.
musically oriented. So yeah,
Okay.
my wife, she can sing pretty well. Her sister can sing well. Her
I
dad,
didn't know your wife could sing.
oh yeah,
Really?
her dad taught himself how to play guitar, and then he can play just by ear. He'll hear a song and then he can figure it out and play it. My mother-in-law plays the piano, and she taught the kids and everything. Yeah, super musically inclined folk in the Philippines, baby.
You guys need to go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, like a couple of weeks before Mardi Gras, though. Yeah, it's a fun place. for that.
Have you been there? I went there.
Like
we
you went
walked up
during
and
Mardi Gras, or
No, not Mardi Gras. I mean, we went to New Orleans. We went to the place, I forgot what Bourbon Street. Walked up and down there, and I was
The
like,
French
all right,
Quarter?
do you find a place that you think we'd want to go and have a drink? We're like, nope. All right. We just walked and went to the stop store, got some drinks, and then went to our hotel room, which was much more comfortable. I don't know. It was just,
when did you go though? I'm just curious.
it was in the summertime.
So was it Mardi Gras?
I mean,
It wasn't February, basically.
no.
Oh yeah, you got to
And-
go February.
Okay, well, I don't, there's too many people. That's why I live on a freaking
Well-
remote island, dude.
Okay, so
I don't want to be about
Mardi Gras is
around a whole
it
bunch of
ends
people.
February 13th, so you go like the first
Really?
week
That's
of February. Like
my
you
wife's birthday.
Yeah, you go to the first week, so that way you don't have to deal with all the college kids that come in for actual Mardi Gras, because they celebrate it from the 1st to the 13th. So everything that you're going to experience on the 13th is the same thing you experience on the 1st. You're just not dealing with all the mouth breathers that come in
So when it's better to go early or late?
earlier.
Earlier. Got
Go try to book it to go down there for February 1st through. We went the second weekend in, so it was like the 7th through the fucking 10th or 14th or something like that.
So what, other than having less college kids there, what is that experience about?
Oh, so when like you were saying, you go down Bourbon Street. All right, so it's not like as crazy as like we all grew up with. What was that fucking shit on the infomercials growing up? Girls Gone Wild.
Oh
It's not-
God, Jesus!
It's
One of
like-
one of our
Mastermind.
like
one
girls.
of our old teachers was on Girls Gone Wild.
Girls have figured it out.
biology teacher.
No. It was our teacher's aid for Spanish.
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
I don't want to call her name out in case she's listening, and if she is listening, find me. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
I absolutely know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yep.
Giganto abresto.
Still not Spanish, but I'll take it.
Yeah, right.
No, so you go and you the food. So they treat all the food amazing as they would for the holiday, because they celebrate the whole time. So the food's amazing. Not as many people, and if you go down Bourbon Street, there are people, but it's not like shoulder to shoulder. It's like it's more like a little more congested, but not terrible. Like you can go into a bar and have a seat.
Mm-hmm.
As we stayed, the longer we got, so we left the day before Mardi Gras on the 12th. It was fucking a madhouse.
Yeah.
You couldn't, like, they had the armed guard out there because the parades. They do all the fucking parades.
Yeah.
They have those parades every single day, don't they?
The thing
The
they're moving
same
away
parade
from,
every day?
they're moving away from show me your titties to show me your asshole. Like, there's a bunch of that shit going on down there. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
It's coming, dude.
So-
full
Tomato,
circle.
tomato.
They want to get in the
But
matrix. They
going
want to
in-
get plugged in.
Going into the live band thing is, all the bars have live bands, and you can opt to tell them the song you want to play. They'll play it, or you can opt to sing, which you have to pay for more, but the band will play as you sing.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
That's why I thought of it like, oh, guys should go there and check it out.
Well, in the Philippines, you don't have to pay. I mean, obviously you're paying because you're buying drinks and stuff, but yeah, the band's just there, and the
That's not a
depth
bad
of
idea,
music
though.
that they can play is freaking, it's crazy.
Like, if I knew how to play like music and shit, like that rock, what was it called? Rock what?
Rockyoki?
Rockyoki, like that's a great idea for a bar or a brewery. Like play with a live band. Like fuck that fucking built in. Here's my CD list type shit. No
Well, I
offense to
think
the
if-
last guest I was on here. Fuck your California Reapers though.
I mean, that's still a good idea. Like, you can find some of these, local bands or cover bands. Like, hey, man, like, why don't you guys come play a set Friday, Saturday? What about this? Like, what do you guys think about that? And I'm sure, like, around here, people would love that.
Or like if
You heard
we
it
had
here first, not
or
Philippines.
if we had a band like Skinny said, like let's make a band, like that's how we should do it. We should just do that type of.
But with all play school toys.
have that
Yeah, right?
option available.
Little xylophone.
Beep, 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 beep. But like that's not a bad idea because that's cool. Like that's a bad he's.
It gives you that feel of being a rock
key
star.
are we in? What song is this?
Yeah, you would have some Karen up there being like, can you tune your guitar, please? Because I don't sing to drop D.
The singer just turns around like, what the fuck's going on with the basses over here?
Starts
I
firing
don't know,
off.
bitch. I don't know this song.
That'd be awesome.
That's crazy though that they have to memorize a whole they know a whole book.
Oh yeah,
That
and then
must be
like,
all
and
that's
again,
all
it's
they
not
do.
like a genre. Like, well, we only play this type of music.
I
Like, you
play
could be
everything.
literally.
Well, to be fair, they probably have monitors in front of them too. Where like, what song is it? And then tablature comes up or notes like, oh, okay, yeah, I got this. You know what I mean? Like, because that's I'm sure like going and singing karaoke. Like you open that book and there's 10,000 songs. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't say.
I mean, even Metallica doesn't even know how to play some of their songs because they haven't played them in so long. So they got to go. How's that go again? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
You can figure your way out through it. Like
Well, especially if that's your job, your talent is that.
Right.
Like
That's-
you can do that.
so that I mean like when I was learning guitar and different riffs, especially with people that would do like all the fast heavy metal like spilly shit, or like my favorite guitarist was Dave Gilmour, and I would figure out how he was doing it, but like my fucking left pinky doesn't work on certain shit, so I couldn't do certain things, but I would figure out how to like bend it so it sounds like I was doing the right thing.
Faking it till you make it.
And
baby.
nobody would know. And the same thing like when I was
Picking.
like when I was playing One, like the intro to One for Metallica, where it's like ba-da-doo, 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 like that part shit. I was skipping notes, but I was just like adding my own notes in because that's what I could play and was in the same key and it would work. And people were like, "Sounds good to me. That's fucking amazing."
So you didn't have enough dedication to actually learn the song. You
No,
just
I learned
made
this-
shit up the whole time.
I learned the song,
I could take another 10
but
minutes and
I
maybe
just-
figure out how to get my hand to reach it. But
Maybe I just have a
sounds close enough.
disability, Aaron.
I know you do. Look at you. Gosh.
So, and that's why playing rhythm guitar is so much more fun, like making up rhythms.
Because you're not
and then-
skilled enough to be a lead. Got
Exactly.
it. Right.
You don't have to worry about like, what the fuck's going on over there?
That's what it comes down to.
You can't tell me like every rock star, like say Slash played Sweet Child of Mine solo perfect every fucking time. There's no fucking way.
No,
in life.
no. I
No.
mean,
But what I can guarantee you is every rhythm guitar wanted to be lead guitar until someone was better than them. They go, you know what? I'm just going to play rhythm. You can take lead. I guarantee it.
Well, that's
you really
guaranteed.
think James Hetfield was like that? I feel
James
like
does
he was,
everything though for that band.
I mean, he can.
He doesn't
and
even
you
need-
can
he's
totally
like Dave
tell
Grohl.
his solos. Like probably one of the most popular was Nothing Else Matters. That's his solo,
Yeah.
and it's distinctly different than Kirk
Kirk's.
Hammett's. Yeah, so.
I
But,
guarantee-
I
But
don't-
like he's like the Dave Grohl of Metallica, and I think that's why Lars is so mad is because he's a better drummer
Lars is
than
mad?
Lars. Lars is always mad.
Oh, okay.
Have you
I was
not
like,
watched
what-
that some kind of monster documentary? That dude is always mad. Like, calm down. Like,
Well, I'd be mad too if I made that album.
And if, like, just this is persona and the way he carries himself. Like, dude, and the way he went after Napster and all that shit. Like, calm down, bro.
Well,
Like,
wasn't there a time
go
when
get your fucking money.
not
Like,
Jason Newsted, Megadeth. Help me out here.
I know who you're talking about. The
Yep.
Redhead.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Mustaine.
Mustaine.
There we
Dave
go.
Mustaine.
When he was playing with Metallica, that James was like
Sanitarium.
was like being part of like the lead and getting into the interludes more and doing things, and it was just like, well, we got Mustaine who can just go off and thrash a little bit, so we're just gonna give it like let him go. But obviously it didn't work out.
I don't
but
know. I
to
don't
the
know what
point, I
happened.
guarantee, like, James can play lead, 100%. And I think it was just one of those, like, bring someone else, and here's Kirk. Oh my God, it's yours. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you can be the point guard, and sometimes you just got to sit back and be like, you know what, I'm going to be the small forward. Go ahead.
But I mean, he's still the point guard in the sense of that all the vocals are his. So it doesn't. I don't think
I'm just
I
talking
don't
about
see a lot of
in guitar completely. I think that happens a lot. Like, you find someone who's just a little bit better than you at lead, and like, it just makes more sense. Let me work on this rhythm part too, and now we can work together.
I don't
Yeah.
think like
knowing your strengths and stuff.
I'm just wondering. I don't think like when you're a lead guitarist, I don't know a lot of lead guitarist vocalists that are. I just feel like that's a very, I don't know, genre oriented thing where if you are the
including-
singer, then typically you'd be the rhythm. Like
Are
the
you
lead is-
including though? It has to be a 2-guitar band.
Well, obviously,
No,
if it's
like,
a one guitar band, then you'd have to do everything.
no,
I'm
like,
just
I
saying.
I think it's just
How many strings you
we're
got?
not-
Not true.
we're not-
Your
we're not-
drummer could be the singer.
we're not talking.
Yeah, that's true.
We're
Or
not
your
talking,
bassist.
We're not
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
the Eagles though. Like anybody here can play the Eagles music, okay? Like because their drummer was the singer, okay? But like when you talk about Iron Maiden, they had 2 guitarists, but what their style was is like they played the same shit but at different octaves. So one guy was on the 5th fret, same key. The other guy was down on the 7th fret, same key, or the 12th fret, same key, and they would play the same thing. So it was like that was Iron Maiden's thing. And so I don't know. I think less is more. I like that. I believe in that.
Is that what you tell
shit.
yourself all the time?
Yeah. I believe like
I mean,
these 2 fingers
can
have
name a
gotten
f-
more
I can name
people
a-
off. Less is
Simplicity, baby.
more. Like
I don't know. I can name a few bands where their lead guitarist is their singer, but I mean, I just think it just depends.
Yeah.
You know.
Na-
but here's the
name
other
that
thing
band.
too: is most of the time when you're hitting a solo, no one's singing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have that
no,
option
all
to
I was
step away.
saying, all I was saying is like, you can't imagine seeing like Slash in New York and then going to California to see the same concert that you already saw, and that the solos played the same way. Like, there might be some mistakes or whatever, and there's one guitarist that's, I can't think of his name. Like, start rattling off like 70s guitarists that were amazing.
Jesus.
You got to give me a little bit more than that, dude. Hey, you know the 70s
you know-
band? Yeah, name me a guitarist.
No, like,
Do you know the band? Do you know a song that the band played?
no, fuck. I'd have to Google it because he played. So what his thing was, is he would play a different solo every night because he was like, I know the key, I know what I'm in, but I know the crowd has heard it before, so I would just play something different
Oh,
every
wow.
time.
That's cool.
And let me Google it real
Unless
quick.
you are a huge fan and you want to hear that solo.
He's a very famous guitarist, and I don't even know
Yeah,
why I
right.
don't know his fuck his name.
I mean, I don't know. I could see them messing up, but I mean, they're professionals. Like, they're more, unless they're hammered on stage, they're probably not going to fuck up. Or, you know, I mean, not saying it's
I think
not
they
going
have
to
to
happen.
adapt it because, like, I know there's one particular solo on Ride the Lightning that when Kirk Hammett plays it live, he does not play it how it was on the album. And I think it either you get so many takes, like he could just take it as much time as he wanted to get it this way. But you could totally tell the difference that he improvises that one particular part. And that could have been just through the editing process where they, I don't know, maybe they cobbled together a couple solos to make it sound better or whatnot. That's the one thing, though, I really liked about Kirk's stuff is he would always tie it from the beginning and then tie it at the end, where it wasn't like, oh, you have 3 minutes for your solo. Go ahead. Oh, it's about 3 minutes. You're done. Right? It's like it would work in so it tied seamlessly into the song, and that's what I always appreciated about him.
Yeah, he's a hell of a guitarist. Tell you that much.
Yeah.
Find it? El Mustache?
No. I was thinking of Stevie Ray Vaughan, but
Ooh, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I like his stuff.
there was one of those guys that was up there that was the leadest guitarist. I saw it on a short, and he would say like
Say elitist guitarists?
elitist,
Elite guitarist.
yeah, well,
No,
whatever.
elitist guitarist.
elite guitarist that would play like he would just play a different solo to the key that they were in that night. So like, if you were to go to his concert and you heard the solo for the song, the next night you would come and it'd be different. You'd be like, oh, fuck, because it fits. Like,
Yeah.
once you know, it's like drumming. Like, that's why, like, I'm not surprised, and most people are surprised. And when you hear about, like, these professional drummers hearing songs they never heard before, it's like, once they figure out the fucking timing, they know how to play the song, because that's the instrument, is timing. It's the same thing when a guitarist hears the key. It's like, what key are we in? Oh, fuck, I can riff to this. Like,
I think
and
there's
that's how
more
you-
to it than that. Well, I don't think everybody can do it, but I think some.
well, I
of
mean,
the
you got to be able to play the
highest skilled
fucking
ones
thing.
can.
But yeah, I understand you got to be able to play the fucking thing. But like, once you hear it, like, if you're professional and that's all you did, and you hear the key of, oh, it's in key of A, like, I know I can solo an A. I know the fret bar of A. I can do this. I know, like, all right, there's a certain timing.
And you
It's
see
in
that
the
all the
timing
time
it
too, right?
is,
Like I know
like-
with Stevie Ray Vaughan, that box set that I dropped off. There's one. It's in Austin, Texas. He's doing a song, and then he's just soloing, and then breaks a string, continues with the song. It sounds just as good. It's amazing, and it's like, holy crap! And then like during, I don't know if it's during the song, something, but like he re-strings it, tunes it, and then keeps playing. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah, there's some gifted SOBs. All right, Joe, I'm not even going to ask you about your week because, there's that. But
Why not?
what do you got? You got anything?
For my week?
No, just for anything in general.
Are we closing up?
Yeah, we're close.
Closing shop?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
No. I'm just glad I figured out how Godzilla floats, though.
Figure eights,
honest
baby.
with
Figure
you.
eights with the tail.
Good enough.
It's not hard.
Okay. Let's go to our triumphant guest who returned, Mr. Adam.
Heading back to Japan on Monday, and then staying there for a bit and heading back to the island. Just enjoyed my time here. Hope to be back, but you never know when you live that far away.
This is true. I will ask you this then, because nobody ever knows when we'll see you. You're kind of like the mystery man that just pops in and pops out. Like the milkman. He might come in for a minute, but might not. Might just leave something at the door for you. Any big things in the works in the next couple years? Anything you're shooting for? Any big life challenges? Any more babies?
Yeah, no more babies. That's all done. Biggest thing right now is I am the editor-in-chief of a new literary journal, Pro Publications, and so built that site. It's propublications.com. It's out of the community college where I work, and we're trying to do some great things in publishing literature, art, and then even expanding to work with our archives and everything to kind of just hold on to the history of the Marianas. And so excited about that. Hopefully get it off the ground, get some journals coming out, maybe some full-length publications, and yeah, it'll be great to be a part of it.
Very nice, my friend. I know if people listen to the first episode that you're a scholar and a poet. And if there were any spots for people to find you or read some of your poems, where would they look?
The easiest way would be to go to walshwork.com. And that has it's my WALSH work.com. And so that has links to stuff where I was published at. And then from there you can kind of, do your own little digging. I don't have a ton of stuff that is available because a lot of it's in print, but hopefully a full-length publication at some point, and if it ever is, it'll be linked on that site.
Nice, dude. Nice. Well, I want to say thank you for coming on. Rocks Float 2.0
Yeah, baby.
is what we're shooting for here. People, you know where to find us. I already gave out the handles. I was also told by our editor-in-chief and the guy that produces this podcast that you need to hit the like and subscribe button, wherever the hell that is on your fucking thing. It's not even going to be up. So just figure it out, and hit the button. You know what to do. You guys have been on YouTube for long enough. Okay. Everyone says it helps with the algorithm. Obviously that's all screwed up because Joe cusses like a sailor. And just hit that button, man. Just give it a little dingy dings, just a little tease. If you tease it every once in a while, you don't have to do every episode, but just one. Maybe you'll hear us for a second time, and you'll hear Rocks Float 3.0 in the near future.
Yeah.
Thanks, peeps. Joe, Adam.
Peace.
Later.
Did I really do a peace sign?
Hi, bitches. Yeah, you don't even know you're half Asian now. I don't know why. But it is what it is. Is what it is. Cut it.
What? 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 Say what? 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 Go.